What's going on? Kevin Holt here, BallHer Hoops. Just wanted to give a quick weekly update. I know we've been away for a while, hard to get everybody together with the schedules and everything like that. So I'm going to just give some content out. We got some more fire content coming out, hopefully this week uh, with some coaches. I think we're going to do a lot more of that. We still want players if players are willing to come on. That would be great. But get to the weekly update. There's been some really good games this past week. MLK had some good games, and there's going to be some really good games this week. So we're going to start, I think, with Concord Academy and Gaston Christian. Last time these two teams played, Concord Academy had a serious blowout. I think that game was at Concord Academy. This time it'll be at Gaston Christian, which is a hard place to play. I think that Concord Academy has the better team and they'll handle business, but it's still going to be a good game. Justice Alexander has been on a tear. They've been blowing teams out. Her and Jada Powell are both a dynamic duo, in my opinion. To go along with the bigs, they've been really good. Point guard play, Taylor has been good. So Gaston has a good squad as well. Brooklyn Twitty just went 4,000 points. Congratulations to her. Jakira has been really good for the point guard position. And the rest of the team, Sally Riss has been shooting the ball well. Happy's doing what she does inside. I think it's going to come down to who has the deeper bench because when you look at Gaston Christian, they don't really have a bench. They start their starters. They probably play 6, maybe 7 players. And I think Concord Academy does too, but I think their 7 is better than Gaston Christian 7. The next game was Lake Norman Charter versus Lincoln Charter. I looked at the schedules. I think Lincoln Charter is solid. No shot at Lake Norman Charter. They're undefeated. They've been winning games, but it's kind of one of those things of, well, who have you beat? And the one close game they had, it wasn't a team that's like a high up team. I think they were a solid team, but you got to play competition. Of course, it's nice to have a good record, but that doesn't help you when you get towards the end. So I think Lincoln Charter has been a little more battle tested, so it'll be interesting to see how they come out in that game. Should be a good one. Then you got Marvin Ridge versus Culberson. Marvin Ridge has been on a tear. They've dominated conference so far. Culberson is pretty good as well, but I think in reality, Marvin Ridge has the better team, and it should be a really good game. I'm going to skip that one. Go to North Lincoln versus Eastern Lincoln. East Lincoln, my bad. Emma Terry and her crew have been really solid this year, but North Lincoln has a really good team. Struggled at the beginning of the year, but they play some really good competition. I think they'll win that game. North Lincoln has a good chance to make it far in the playoffs. It just depends on matchups. I think they are figuring it out, though. They've learned what they're really strong at. With that talent that they have, they're just going to have to put it all together when it matters. Biggest game of the week, South Meck versus North Meck. South Meck versus North Meck is one of those tricky games because North Meck has traditionally dominated South Meck, and it's been pretty much a blowout. But I think this year South Meck has a different aspect to them. They got a little more grit. Nakira and Chloe handle stuff, but Bree brings another athletic wing big that can change the game. And I think that works in their favor against North Meck because North Meck, traditionally, you got Lanice, who's one of the most dominant players in the area. Then you got Autumn, who's been really good this year. I think I don't want to say the wrong name, so I'm not. Morgan, there you go. Morgan Knox has been really good for them, but they have to be able to shoot the ball. I think the length goes to South. South creates chaos on defense. I think they have better shot makers. Lanice is the best player, but I think South has better shot makers. KB does a really good job of making shots. So does the point guard, and I don't want to say the wrong name, so but she's been really solid for them. And I'll think of her name once I'm not on here. But she's been really good for them. And then you got shooters such as Skylar, Kate. I think they've been really good. I think that Stephanie for North Mech has to be really good. If she's not at a high level, then North Mech's going to struggle because Lanice is going to get hers. Everybody knows that. Autumn has to be better. Morgan has to be better. Like they're going to have to make shots. Defense is going to be there on both sides, but it's going to come down to who can make the shots in a timely manner because you're going to get turnovers, and you got to be able to finish in that transition. And then your half court sets have to be really solid because you look at North Mech, they have two people over two made threes on their team. So it's not really a good shooting team, but they still dominate in other ways. So it's going to be an interesting matchup because you got two talented teams. I know South Mech's biggest win is that Mallard Creek game, in my opinion. North Mech has some good wins as well. North Mech recently lost to Mallard Creek. I would never take that into account. I think it's just going to be a really good game between two teams on a Thursday night that you kind of look forward to. I think both teams should win their Tuesday night game and then look forward to that Thursday night where it'll be some real competition and you gotta be there. I think it's going to be one of those games where if you're in the building, the intensity between the two teams, Coach Baker, Coach Justin Clark, he's been really good. Coach Baker has been traditionally good, but who's going to get over that hump and make it to that next level? We'll see. But I look forward to a great week of basketball. The last game was supposed to be Cannon versus Providence Day. Providence Day said some kids that's sick, which, it's sick season. So hopefully all these kids get better, feel better, so they can have a complete game. And I think it's supposed to be next Thursday. And there's some more good games next week. I think we're going to be in for a good one. My game of the week, I think this is more personal for me, would be West Charlotte versus Chambers. If you were around it last year, a lot of girls talking spicy. Chambers talked a little bit to West Charlotte. West Charlotte talked back. So it'll be a good game this year. I think West Charlotte wins. I'm always going to go for the Dub C. I think they get that win at Chambers. So thank y'all for supporting. Should be a good game. Catch y'all next time.